Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to another bar by bar analysis here on my channel. Today is Friday, March 18th, 2022, and I hope everyone had a good day of trading. I did manage to trade today. I found it a little bit difficult to trade. There were some good setups that left without me. Some moved a little bit too fast for me to get in the trade. And then, as some of you may have seen, I posted a live trade of a failed second entry short I got. That was the last trade I took for the day. But I want to go through the chart bar by bar, see if I can come up with the same analysis as I had this morning. So I just cleared all the drawings off my chart, and I'm just going to redo everything um, as if I'm seeing it. Excuse me, as if I'm seeing it for the first time. So as we normally do, we mark level overnight highs and overnight lows. Going to change the color of resistance and support lines. And I see from the top here, prices moving down from the top of the overnight highs down to the overnight lows. I see a little bit of consolidation a little bit of a trading range with the EMA flattening out. Trying to incorporate as many touches as I can. And then prices start to break out to the high side. So that's kind of how I see it as we traded down, found a level of support, traded up and down through the EMA, and then prices breaking up top. So market opens at 8:30. The day starts. We're too far from the EMA to see any trades. We do have a break attempt looking for a new high. The other thing we're considering, okay, so we have the short-term trend at play. We have a break looking for a new high. So we have a new high, first entry short, first entry long, second entry long at EMA, but it's a neutral bar. Not interested in taking that. This bar prints, and it may be worth it. I could see how people could take this trade long. We're anticipating a new high. The only thing that I see and that I remember drawing in this morning is prices came up and nearly made a double top here. There is a level of resistance up here. Prices didn't quite make it up to the overnight highs. Um, and because we didn't have a good signal bar, I skipped out on this trade, but I could see how some people would want to enter regardless. And I think people would have scalped out. Let's see if people entered on this bar. That comes up 6 points. I'm sorry, 6 ticks. 1.5 points before reversing. Um, but I didn't really see that as a solid trade. That was a little too aggressive for me. So prices, that was the attempt at a move up, and then prices are now pushing below EMA. And you got to start drawing in some channels here and see if we can get one confirmed. Prices immediately push back above EMA, reaching overnight highs. Let's see here, sharp move up, break. And as prices come back to EMA, I want to see how prices are going to react. So we have a new high. Don't get that first entry long. There's the first entry long. Additionally, we have a new low, first entry short. Prices come back up, and second entry short. But I'm not a big fan of the bar, overlapping bars, EMAs flattening out. Too aggressive of a trade. I'm not interested in that. It doesn't even trigger. But prices continue to move up. We had new high, first entry long. Prices pulling back. With a trade like this, I remember I wanted this bar to tick further down. I wanted people to get short into this trade, and then I was willing to trade the reversal. I wanted to trade the failure because we have new low first entry short and second entry short. I wish triggered below, but it didn't. Prices continue to hold above EMA. New high first entry long. Prices pull back for a second entry long. This could be, I can't remember what my thoughts were on this. Um, I think, I mean, I could see this as an aggressive entry. You're entering a little bit high off the move, but I could see that as potentially a higher low. Prices are holding relatively neatly. It's an aggressive one. I don't remember taking it or seeing it. When I see it now in the moment, that's what I'm looking at. But prices are in, so people would have been in this trade. Prices pulled back for a higher low, but not a fan of this bar. Then this bar prints. Let's see if we have like a little, and I can't remember if I found this slight channel early or late. Oh, I remember. I think it. So I started seeing a bigger pattern possibly working, but I didn't mark this bigger channel until I think after I saw this bar. So by then I had missed this trade. This is a higher low that it's probably a solid setup. It's prices are holding within that channel. Prices are holding above EMA. We were anticipating for prices to push back to the lows of the day. Didn't get there. EMA was holding nice, steady above a 200 EMA as well. So I could see how people could take that as long as you have enough room to the highs, which were right here, and that trade works. Um, and prices continue to move up within this channel. Clean break of the channel. And we want to see how prices are going to react along the support part of this channel. I wouldn't be surprised if we had a little bit of action here at overnight highs as price figure out what they want to do. But ultimately, prices are continuing to hold. We have a new high, first entry long. Prices came down. I would love a good signal bar to go long here. And there's that second entry long. Good signal bar. And I think this was the trade that took off so quickly. I can't remember. Um, there was one that took off really quickly, but that's a clean short-term break, right? You have a short-term channel moving down with a break, attempt at a new low. Actually, you do get a new low. If anything, it's a double bottom. Nice signal bar at EMA, holding at the bottom of this channel. And this is the one that shot up. I really wanted to get in this trade, and I think I had a limit order ready. But as soon as it triggered, I couldn't get in it, and it left without me. As we get more data, we adjust the channel just a little bit to incorporate prices. Prices continue to move up here. Find a little bit of consolidation, or I'm sorry, congestion here with overlapping bars. It seems like prices are just waiting for that EMA to catch up, right? Because we had a nice move far from EMA. Prices are chugging along here as EMA catches up, and then it takes off. And then during this time, long little waiting period. I don't like taking these trades far from EMA. We could have a little channel here. Prices are really pushing above overnight highs. We had new high. First entry long, second entry long here at this channel. The only the thing I didn't like about this is when prices cut through EMA, EMA wasn't being respected, right? That's a clean break. There wasn't any fighting going on here. We just had a lot of sellers that pushed down. So with that new high, first entry short, first entry long, second entry long, I was hesitant to go long here. And that was my thought process behind it. I would have want something to happen at the EMA. I don't know what happens. Okay, so it never triggers. Um, but I could see how people could get in that trade. So if people waited for that entry there, waited for that trigger. Yeah, I mean that's a tough one, but the other thing we have is again when we have these moves. I think I had something like this drawn. Trying to incorporate prices here. I just didn't want to go long against this trend. There's a lot of bars here, a lot of bearish bars. So I stayed out of that. We had a possible, this is how I think I saw this, is like a possible break in new low. So we have a new low, first entry short, prices pull back up, and this is a mark. Okay, so yeah, I forgot to take off the markers here. This was a trade that I took. What was my thought process behind this? It was new high. First, I saw this as a new high. First entry long, second entry long as a higher low. So when I saw prices moving up, I didn't necessarily feel comfortable entering here. As I stated, I wanted prices to kind of hold above EMA. So I considered a higher low. And this was the higher low. This was the signal bar that I saw. I saw this higher low, and I was like, if I'm going to take my chances on a trade, I feel comfortable with this one. So somewhat aggressive for sure. I should have waited, I think, for a failed second entry short to go long. But after missing this trade, I got kind of in my own head about things, and I really wanted to try and get a trade in. So I went long here, and I entered this trade, and I think it went up 6 ticks. It literally touched my price target. Um, but then prices reversed. We had a new low, first entry long, first entry short, second entry short, but it doesn't trigger. And by this time, I just scratched the trade. So I lost a few points here, but um, where was it? I think I lost a point there, but that was a trade I scratched because as we started to get more price action, I started to see, these overlapping bars, and I'm like, I want to get out of this. And so that was an aggressive trade that I scratched. Um, and it's unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. Now that I kind of go back and I see it, I see, yeah, that probably wasn't the safest trade to take. I should have waited for a failed second entry short, which would have happened here. If it triggered and then we had a nice reversal bar above EMA, that's probably what I should have considered. So that's what that trade is. As we push along here, we have this small trading range with EMA holding in the middle. Prices fail to break out to the long side. And we also have a break of this upward channel. And so I was anticipating we'd possibly get a new high. Um, but we didn't. Prices started to fall. Gotta draw in the prices here. Holding neatly, bouncing off overnight highs. New low, first entry short, and prices coming up, telling us two different things. We have a new high, first entry long, possible second entry long, but we also have a new low, first entry short, second entry short. I'm just sitting on my hands. I didn't want to make any trade. Um, I didn't want to make any trade just yet. Prices are holding below EMA, and I thought, well, I did I mark, this kind of looks like a measured move. So I saw this, but then I thought, prices could push back down into um, below overnight highs towards the overnight lows. That's kind of what I was thinking. And so after this second entry long triggered, this first entry long, second entry long triggered, I knew, hey, there are people in this trade. I'm willing to trade a failure. And where are people's stop? Where does the stop go on the signal bar if people are entering long? It's going to go one tick below this signal bar. And when I saw this bearish signal bar print, second entry short, prices holding below EMA, trapping these longs, people going long, I liked this trade and I went short there with clear room to the overnight highs as well. So we had room to get out, and that's what I saw there. And prices hold again. we know that this downtrend is played out with this clear break, move to a new low. So now what are we anticipating? We're anticipating for prices to push back up above the EMA and hold and look for potential longs. That's the thought process. So we had first entry short, second entry short failure, and when I look back at this, I see prices holding in this channel. New low, first entry short, prices come up above EMA, failed second entry short to go long. For failures, again, some people will don't care about the signal bar. They'll go long one tick above this bar, and it fails to go short. So they'll put their, and this honestly looks like a good trade when I look at it. Overall context, the downtrend is played out, and this is just that reversal pattern. First entry short, prices come up. Second entry short, failure, and prices push higher. So I didn't see that in the moment. I don't even know if I was looking at the screen at the time, but I like that trade when I see that failure. Prices come up with a break new high. So once we make this new high, we're anticipating for prices to come back down to the EMA, and they do. Okay, so prices come back to the EMA. We want to see how prices react. Are they going to push through the EMA? Are they going to hold? That's what I'm curious to see. We have a new high, first entry long and second entry long. And I think around this time, I was very interested in taking failure down to the short side because I really was anticipating prices were going to come back down. Um, that's just what I was thinking at least. Uh, and what did I think I remember taking a trade here. It was we had like prices were holding below EMA. So prices had moved up and then they came down, up, down, and now we have these bars that are holding below EMA. Overlapping bars, didn't like it too much. Short, um, I don't think this is a second entry short, but with prices holding, some people I could see taking this aggressive trade trying to go short, but I don't like it. People might have been sucked into that trade. It comes back up, stops people out before going exactly where they thought it was going to go. I just don't these overlapping bars, even though prices are holding neatly below EMA, just not. I'm not interested. I'm not interested in going short somewhere like that. And prices fail to go lower. They fail to come back down to these overnight highs. And so at this point, I'm thinking, okay, we're going to continue to push. We're going to continue to push up at this point. We need to be looking for a bigger trend of the day, bigger channel. And it was kind of I didn't really find anything off the bat. Had to have to let prices play out in order to know for sure. Um, Now prices are pushing above EMA, strong push up. And with these strong moves, I start thinking, okay, well, where did this move start? When this is the low, and then prices maybe bouncing, right? Prices holding neatly here. Just an idea, something I'm thinking about. Price is not coming back down to the EMA. So really no trades that I want to take. We've got a little uptrend here. Slight break. Attempt at a new high. Don't quite get it. Big bearish bar pushing down below EMA. And I really was thinking, hey, we're going to continue to push back up. So what am I thinking of? I saw this. We have a new high, first entry long, second entry long failure, but I wasn't really interested in taking a failure, not against this uptrend. We're making higher highs. We're making higher highs and higher lows. So I just kind of wanted to wait it out. I wanted to see how our price is going to react here at this channel that I have drawn in. When I saw this bullish bar, I thought, okay, that's confirming this channel that I drew in. 1, 2, 3 touches. And then price immediately pushed um, back down. And so I started to think, okay, well, what kind of what kind of channel do we have? What kind of channel do we have that's breaking to the low side? Um, so that's what I was trying to find. Prices come back up. Uh, at this time, I was also thinking, okay, well, we could take a lower high, right? If we're going to be pushing down, because I was really anticipating prices were going to reverse, push back up off of this support area of the channel. We just weren't getting that. We had a short-term trend with a break, looking for a new low, lower high. I could see people taking this, maybe a little bit aggressive because you are here at the support level and you'd be going against this trend going up. But I could see how people could take that, and it works out. Um, it works out for them. Um, yeah, that's all I can think of. Prices coming down here, testing this 200 EMA. See if I can extend this a little bit. And I really thought prices were going to hold that back up to the EMA. And when I saw this break in new low, I was thinking, okay, the downtrend has played out. Prices are holding above the 200 EMA. Um, I wasn't interested in going short at this time. I was interested in trading a failure, and this is what I started thinking once I started seeing these bars. I told myself, I said I want to see first entry short, second entry short, failure, and that's kind of the thought process uh, going into this, looking for an overall new high of this bigger trend. And we have a new low, first entry short, and second entry short. Boom! Immediately the bar opened, went down, triggering people going south. I'm sorry, going short, and then prices immediately reversed and came back up and closed above the EMA. I really liked this trade, and for those of you who haven't seen it, I posted this exact setup and what I was looking at. The only thing is the bar is big. That's what made this trade aggressive. 18 ticks. Um, this was my final trade for the day, but prices came up, scalped me out for 6 ticks. I didn't get a runner, and then after this, I turned off the computer and I closed everything down. Um, but if you want to check out my live trade, definitely want to do that a little bit more often. I think it's very helpful. The idea was we had a break of this overall uptrend. I want to see a new high. I was expecting a new high. The downtrend had played out. 200 EMA was holding. We're above overnight highs. Prices have continuously been trending up. So I thought if I'm going to take a risk anywhere, I'm going to take it where people are trying to short and then catch them on that failure, catch them on that trap, and scalp out on that. And so you have this channel drawn in. Prices continue to move up again, searching for this new extreme, new high, first entry. And I guess some people could see this as a higher low in this move. That's an aggressive one too. I had closed the computer down at this time, so I didn't see any of this, but I could see how people could trade this. And you do, let's see, you get your high, you get your new high, but prices are continuing to push higher. And then we have maybe a slight break, right, of this channel that's moving up. I don't think you can incorporate that and justify it. Maybe you could. When you're unsure, you kind of just got to let prices continue to work itself out and see what happens. Besides, we want prices coming back to the EMA before we look at trades. And by this time, it's 11:45. So to prevent the video from getting too long, it's already at 25 minutes, I believe, 24, 25 minutes. So at this time, no other trades that I really want to cover. I guess first entry long, second entry long above this bearish bar. I'm not a fan of it. I wouldn't have taken it. Trading counter trend. Um, but prices do continue to move up. Prices do continue to move up, and they hold pretty steady. So we finished the day. Nice bullish run for the day. Um, a few aggressive trades, some solid trades. Kind of when I go back and I look at it again, I'm like, yeah, maybe there were some solid trades I missed out on. but that's just part of the game, you know. I scratched one trade and I think I won two others. So pretty okay day. Two and 2-0-1, right, for the day. I kind of scratched. I guess I lost. I forgot where it was. It's somewhere in the congestion. I think it was somewhere around here. But yeah, there's some areas of the chart where prices were congested. But ultimately, I felt like it was a good trading week. I definitely feel myself getting better. I'm really considering starting an Apex eval, and see how I do, and maybe get a funded account doing that. But yeah, just got to continue setting goals for ourselves and getting better each day. I appreciate everyone that watches these videos. If you like this video, please leave a like. Be sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications so you know exactly when I post these videos, whether it's a bar by bar analysis or live trades that I'm taking for the day. I want to incorporate that more because I know it helps people. I know that people enjoy watching this, and I honestly just love doing it. So I hope all of you have a good weekend. I will be posting next week as well. I don't think I'll be posting Wednesday or Thursday next week because I've got work. But as always, I'm going to do my absolute best to make it happen. So thank you so much for watching, and until next time, thanks.